Photocall for the first film in competition this year at the 67th Cannes Film Festival. The film is Mr. Turner, and it's directed by Mike Leigh. Mike Leigh is just behind us discussing with Thierry Frémaux. This is the first film opening the 67th Cannes Film Festival. There are 18 films in competition. Mr. Turner is the story of the British artist. It's a biopic which is opening the 67th Cannes Film Festival, and the director is coming towards us along with his team of actors. Here they are, his favorite actors and actresses that he works with regularly. They're quite a loyal team. They work together from one film to the next. Timothy Spall, of course, Marion Bailey, Dorothy Atkinson, who are on the screen right now, going to have their photos taken during the Photocall with Mike Leigh, their director. The film is on the painter J.M.W. Turner, an English painter who is a painter of light, the forerunner of the Impressionist movement, well ahead of Monet, about 40 years before Monet's Impressionist works. Here we have the team for the film. Marion Bailey is wearing a red dress, Mike Leigh, Timothy Spall, and Dorothy Atkinson. She's on the right of the screen. Dick Pope is there. He's in charge of cinematography. On the left of the screen. And this is the film which is opening the competition of the 67th Cannes Film Festival. Mike Leigh won the Golden Palm in 1996 for Secrets and Lies, and a director's prize for Naked in 1993. Yes, Dick Pope is director of cinematography. He also worked on Secrets and Lies, which was a very different film in terms of the lighting. Dick Pope has done wonderful work reconstructing these scenes captured by Turner. The lighting is fabulous. The historical tableaus are very convincing, filled with light. Turner drew inspiration from the light, and Dick Pope and the director Mike Leigh endeavored also to capture the same approach, to deploy the same sensations, his perception of the environment and of light. So here we have the crew from the film called Mr. Turner, directed by Mike Leigh. And Mike Leigh has once again called upon his favorite actors, such as Timothy Spall, who was in Secrets and Lies, which was the film which won the Palme d'Or, the Golden Palm, in 1996. Marion Bailey was in All or Nothing, which was in competition in Cannes in 2001. And Dorothy Atkinson is another favorite actress of Mike Leigh's. She was in All or Nothing also. Timothy Spall is a very well-known British actor, has worked with many filmmakers. He featured in the Harry Potter films, of course, and more recently in Upside Down by Juan Diego Salinas. And he was in The King's Speech and worked with Tom Hopper also on The Damned United. A magnificent English actor who is embodying a character of the same stature. He's a bit like a rough, wild boar character who grunts rather than speaks and shuffles around England, Europe, seeking inspiration, tracking down the light, wonderful sunrises and sunsets. He does a lot of seascapes also, Turner. He painted the first steam trains that were constructed in England. And his painting verges on the abstract. His skies are magnificent, full of torment, with a touch of romance and romanticism in the paintings by Turner, and that's what the Impressionists didn't in fact like about his work. Timothy Spall embodies the character of Turner brilliantly.
L'objectif.
Timothy Spall is having his photo taken here in Cannes, representing this first film which is going to be opening the competition this evening.
On vous le rappelle, 18 films.
There are 18 films in competition this year, and Mike Lee is now having his photograph taken with Timothy Spall. This is the 5th time they've worked together. They came to Cannes together for Secrets and Lies,
Et All or Nothing.
as well as All or Nothing.
Timothy Spall était aussi présent à Cannes.
And Timothy Spall has also been to Cannes for the film Vatel, which was not in competition. Mike Lee now alone in front of the photographers.
Son 3e film en costume.
This is his 3rd period film after Topsy Turvy and Vera Drake. Yes, the costumes, the decor have been reconstructed, copied. There's a great attention to detail. Every image, every shot has been finely studied. We really get the feeling of going into Victorian England in the 19th century. It's a film that is very ambitious on the artistic front. Very different from the more realistic films, more day-to-day films Mike Lee has made recently.
On a justement parlé de Vera Drake.
There we were talking about Vera Drake a second ago. Marion Bailey was in the film Vera Drake, directed by Mike Lee.
Également All or Nothing.
And she was also in All or Nothing. As we've already said, Mike Lee really does have his troupe of favourite actors and actresses. Marion Bailey plays the role of William Turner's last partner in life, Mrs. Booth. She's a widow. And she runs a bed and breakfast in her house on the seafront on the English coast. William Turner loves the view from the window of one of the rooms that she lets out, and so he goes back frequently to Mrs. Booth's house. One day, William Booth comes back to work at the house to paint and grows affectionate and enjoys the company of Mrs. Booth. Turner has an exhibition area, an exhibition room where he exhibits his works. Turner gave most of his pictures away to the English state. Now we have Dorothy Atkinson on the screen, having her photo taken. She too has worked with Mike Lee on many occasions, the latest joint project being Mr. Turner. She was also in All or Nothing, and back in 1999 she featured in Topsy Turvy. Dorothy Atkinson came to Cannes with the film All or Nothing. And in the Turner film, she plays the role of Turner's servant, who is almost dumb, hardly says a word, is absolutely in awe of William Turner. Turner barely speaks to her. She has a type of eczema, and so she prefers to cover up her face, gradually covering more and more of her face. And Mr. Turner abandons his house, leaving the servant at home, surrounded by all of his paintings. The film tells a wonderful story about the relationship between Turner's father, who was a barber, and the son. The father is the assistant of the son, the painter, goes out to buy the paint, does do-it-yourself work in the house. There's a very strong relationship, a huge love between the father and the son. That's a very nice aspect of the film. All of the things that Mike Leigh can tell us about father-son relationships. Yes, you were just talking about Marion Bailey. Perhaps we can take a look at an excerpt of the film Mr. Turner, the first film in competition at the 67th Cannes Film Festival.
On the telly.
Yes. Where would you like?